What's up guys, it's TheTriGuy here. Today I want to make a video telling you guys about my plans for this upcoming season regarding which bikes I'm going to be getting, owning, selling, let you guys know all about that, and also kind of an update on what kind of races I'm going to be doing with these bikes, and that's kind of the reason why I'm picking them and all that. So let's get right into it. Alright, so this year my plan is to get 3 new bikes. I know that sounds a little insane, but that's kind of the idea. The only thing that's really going to depend on is whether or not I can sell 3 of my bikes. So the first bike that I do want to sell is this mountain bike, my Trek Pro Caliber. I just got it last year, but I basically kind of fell in love with mountain biking, and I really want to keep doing more mountain biking and doing Xterras, that I am planning on doing at least one next year. I did a little one last year here, but I want to do a bigger one that's going to be in BC in Canada, British Columbia. So that is the plan. Not that I wouldn't be able to do it on this bike, but I just kind of realized that I would like to have another one. And since I'm lucky enough to work in a bike shop, I get really good deals on bikes and that type of stuff, so I can basically sell this bike and buy a much better bike for almost the same price I'm going to be able to sell it for, which is really nice. So I won't really be losing any money, and I'll be able to get onto a nicer bike. So moving on to the model of bike that I'm going to be getting, I would like to get a Cannondale Scalpel SI4, which is basically a carbon full suspension cross-country bike. So the reason I want to go with that bike is mainly because of the lefty fork that Cannondale has. If you guys aren't too familiar with mountain bikes or with whatever the lefty fork is that it's basically a fork that instead of having 2 sides, it only has 1 side. It has special technology like needle bearings that make it a lot more rigid and stiffer, and I have ridden on one before and I really liked it, and it looks really cool, and I know this is a really good bike. Other guys in the shop have them and saying they're really good, so that's kind of my plan for this one. Hopefully I can get rid of this one. I think Bryce on my team, if you've seen him in past videos, he might be picking this one up from me, so that would be really cool. I am going to give him a little bit of a deal, obviously, because he's my friend. So it's going to offset the cost of getting the new one, hopefully. So if that all works out well, then I'm going to be getting that bike for my mountain bike. Now moving on to the road bike, I'll leave the triathlon bike for last because that is kind of an iffy situation. I'm not really sure what I want to get, and I'd love to hear your input on that one. But first off, we'll move on to the road bike, which I also kind of want to know what your opinion on is as well. So right now I have a Trek Imonda SL6 Pro, which is an awesome bike. I actually really love this bike, but I have the opportunity to move to a more aero road bike, as well as a road bike with disc brakes, since in the races I'm going to be doing in the upcoming season, disc brakes are going to be legal, so I kind of want to move into that, and as well as just kind of getting a new bike, because why not if I can. So my idea for right now, I have 2 options that I would like to get. One of them is the Cervelo S3 disc Ultegra. So basically the cheapest S3 disc that they make, still not very cheap, it's pretty expensive actually, but depending on what I can sell my Imonda for will kind of dictate whether or not I can get it. Hopefully I can. I don't mind spending a little bit more out of pocket because it is going to be a better bike, but depending on the price difference, might not happen, but I'd really like to make it happen. So this is the only one that's a little bit iffy because I don't really have anyone who can buy my Imonda, so I'm going to have to try to find someone online, or find someone through Kijiji or somewhere else, and it is going to be pretty expensive because it is a pretty expensive bike, so it's kind of hard to find people to buy them. So my first option for that is a Cervelo S3 disc Ultegra, and my second one is a Specialized Venge Expert disc. Yeah, Specialized Venge Expert disc. So both of these bikes will be running Ultegra, so they both basically have the same components. They both have the new Ultegra, which is the same that's on my Cannondale CAD X, which I really like, the new front derailleur and just the whole new system. And both of those have hydraulic disc brakes. So if everything goes well, I should be able to afford one or the other. They're basically the exact same price, so it just kind of depends on what my deal is, because I work at a shop, what I'm going to be able to get for those two. But I love if you let me know in the comments down below which one you like better. I'll put a picture of each on here of the color I would get. For the Cervelo, I would get the white one with the little green accents, and I think the Venge only has one option, which is green. I think the Cervelo looks better, but they're both really good options, and it kind of depends on the price and all that. So those are my two options for the road bike. Not 100% sure if that's going to happen, because I still don't really know if I'm going to be able to sell my road bike, and everything's kind of on hold during the winter. No one's really buying bikes, so I'll wait till the spring to start posting everything up and looking to sell it. So now we're going to be moving on to the triathlon / TT bike. So my current bike, the P3, I basically have a buyer for it already. No issues with that. Basically just I'm going to wait till the spring so that they can actually test it out, ride it, and go ahead with that. But that means I have to get a new TT bike, and I'm not really sure what I want to get. So in the past few months I was thinking for sure I want to get a Trek Speed Concept Ultegra. So basically the new Speed Concept, they kind of revised it, has nicer wheels, comes with the newer Ultegra and all that, newer components, nice paint job. I would probably get the black one just because it's the cheapest one. It's like $400 cheaper, or even more I think, than buying the other ones with colors, and I honestly like the black better. I don't really like the color schemes that they have, so kind of boring with the black, but I think it would still look cool. Otherwise though, I kind of found out a few other things. So basically everything is moving to disc brakes. Disc brakes are now legal in my races here in Manitoba, in Canada. So it's like, why would I buy a bike that doesn't have disc brakes? Well, most companies don't even have TT bikes out with disc brakes out for the everyday person, besides like the Cervelo P5X and like the Diamondback Andean, but obviously I can't afford that. I don't have like $20,000 sitting around for a bike. But basically we know that technology is coming out. So in the UCI races, Cannondale has already had some of the pros riding their Cannondale Super Slice, which basically looks like the Cannondale Slice, but has like, looks more aero, looks a lot cooler, and has disc brakes. So I was thinking, if Cannondale's already riding, or like has their pros riding this bike, that means it's probably going to be coming out for everybody soon. And from what I can tell, it's probably going to be coming out either right before the summer or in the middle of the summer. And also Trek is probably going to have a disc Speed Concept coming out soon as well, just from what you can tell by kind of how the whole everything is moving. Like the Amonda now has a disc brake version. The Madonna is probably going to have a disc brake version out really soon. So the Speed Concept is probably going to have one too. So that's kind of my dilemma right now, is I would rather buy a disc brake triathlon bike, just because that's going to be the new thing. Everyone's going to have that. And if I buy a new one that's not disc brake, and then 2 months later one comes out with disc brakes, then I'm going to be kind of pissed off, because then I, you know, miss my chance to get a disc brake bike, and I'll have to wait a year before I can get another one. So that's kind of what's bugging me. And the thing is, I can't start the race season without a TT bike, but if the bikes only come out in the middle of the summer, then I don't have, like, I have to buy the non-disc brake version, because or else I won't have a bike. So that's kind of my dilemma. What do you guys think I should do? I do really like the Speed Concept, so if they keep the design basically the same and just throw disc brakes on there, I think that would be really cool. The Cannondale Super Slice would also be really cool. I know there's already pictures out, so I can show you guys what that looks like. Speed Concept, I don't think pros or anyone has been riding them yet, so, or the disc brake version obviously, so I don't really know what that would look like, but either way I'm sure it'd be awesome. So those are kind of my two options for my TT bike, so let me know what you guys think of those two options, or if you know of anything else that has them. I don't know if Specialized is going to do anything with the Shiv, not really sure about that, But so those are kind of my 3 things for my new bikes this upcoming summer. I'm probably just going to be doing Olympic distance races and a few sprints probably, and duathlons. And then the one, for sure, at least one Xterra race in British Columbia, and possibly one in California as well, but that one I'm not too sure about. I might do an Olympic there, and I might not even go there, so that is still to be determined. But that's kind of what's going on for all the races and all the bikes this season. I do plan on doing a few more cyclocross races and doing mountain bike racing as well, on top of doing all the triathlons. Those more just for fun, not really to win the races. But I like to improve my skills as a mountain biking. If I'm going to be doing Xterra, might as well ride my bike. And I've been doing a lot of riding just kind of on my own or with my friends on just trails and stuff, just running around just for fun. So those are all kind of the options for my bikes. I'm going to be keeping my Cad X, which is my cyclocross bike, for a little while because I bought it right at the end of the season. So I'm going to keep it, ride it for another season, see how it goes, and then possibly switch that out for a carbon version of something cyclocross. I'm not really sure, but for now that one's going to stay as is. So hopefully I can get rid of my 3 bikes. I already have pretty good plans for my TT bike and my mountain bike, so I just got to get rid of the road bike, the Amonda, and then potentially get a Cervelo or Specialized for my road bike. So anyways, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of all these options. I'm pretty excited to start riding and get out there. The snow is really not very nice, and I just want to ride my bikes. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I think I'm going to be making more videos. I really want to get back on the YouTube grind and keep working on this stuff. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. And never stop trying.